So Jamie and I were just talking about seeing things in life from a different perspective. Behind us here we have this fire pit, and in fact, my trampoline is probably a better example. If we look at the trampoline from this angle, it looks one way. The whole setting looks one way. But if you were to go way over here behind me to the gate into my backyard, you would look at that thing from a different angle. And one person might argue that what they see is right, or only what they see is true. I'm not getting into like relative and absolute truth or anything like that. Keep this simple. But our whole point, in a discussion we were having this morning, is that just because you see something from one angle doesn't mean it's the only angle. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I think we have a lot of problems, in our relationships and with other people sometimes in this world, is that we see things only from one angle, and we're not open and willing to see it possibly from another angle because we think ours is the only right one. And that could be the case, but it also could not be the case. Yeah. Sometimes somebody just sees something different. If you were standing behind me, you would not see the orange on this hat. You would see this part, but you wouldn't see the orange. So is the person who sees the orange right and the other person's wrong? Or is the person who sees the brown netting on the back right and the person who sees the orange is wrong? Well, neither person's wrong. They just have a different perspective.
Or my shirt says Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
And if you come behind my shirt, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it's just blank. Yeah, and sometimes we get into stupid arguments as people, and we could say, there is nothing on that shirt. That shirt is blank. Mm-hmm. But somebody else is seeing it from a different angle, and they're going, no, it is not blank. It says Detroit, Michigan on it. Mm-hmm. And so, we got into talking a little bit about perspectives. Mm-hmm. We were talking about, just some things we connect with, some things we don't. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always mean the other person's wrong.
No.
You were talking about music a second ago.
Worship music, and I was just saying that.
Like contemporary, like Christian worship music kind of stuff.
And I'm just saying that over the years, like throughout my life, because I grew up in church my whole life, but I mean, throughout my life, there's been so many times that I've been going through something. Like right now, I'm in a lot of pain still from that accident, and so. But worship music for me has been healing, like throughout my life. Like I cry when I hear certain songs. Sometimes it just gets me, and I've have found healing in worship music. But that's not necessarily the case for everyone. Sometimes they see God in different ways, like you.
Yeah, I really don't get into that music. Like, people have their opinions about that, but there's almost nothing more boring than waiting for 27 minutes of a style of music that I just don't personally connect with to end. But, I know it, but I know a lot of other people do, and so I'm respectful of that. Mm-hmm. But I've never that's not how I've ever connected with God. And, I go out in nature, I hike, mm-hmm. I run, I read, I'll listen to things. That kind of stuff has always made me feel closer to God, or, just closer to finding out who I really am, and truly deeper into what life is. And my gosh, I'll study some quantum physics, and then you realize God's a whole lot bigger than you thought. And again, there you go. Everyone has an idea about what God is too. We have ours. You probably have yours. Mm-hmm. Now, even though I don't relate to the music that she listens to, mm-hmm. I just had some Pink Floyd playing. Us and Them, and Coming Back to Life. Man, what a song. If you haven't heard Coming Back to Life by Pink Floyd, one of probably the most underrated Pink Floyd songs. And just a beautiful song about going from death and coming back to life. Mm-hmm. There's something about that hits me like some of the more contemporary music just doesn't. Yeah. I don't know why, it just doesn't. But the thing is, the whole point here is that we all connect differently. Yeah. We all see things differently. Sometimes one person's right, sometimes the other person's straight up wrong. But sometimes neither is wrong.
Yeah, neither of us are wrong.
You're seeing things from a different angle. Here's the key. Until one or really both people are willing to try to see that thing they're looking at, whatever it is in life, from all perspectives of people involved, it's going to be very difficult to have resolution and peace.
Yeah.
So whatever it is you're looking at, always be open to the possibility that maybe you're not seeing the entire picture.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying go against your beliefs or anything like that. I'm just saying be open. At least be open to seeing it. Once you at least understand all perspectives, suspend your bias for a minute and just try to see it from everyone's point of view. You might actually learn something, and the other people might actually learn something. And even if you end up agreeing to disagree, at least that's better than just going to war, so to speak.
And I mean, and as I'm 36 now, like I feel like there's times where now that I feel God speak to me when we're in nature on our hikes that we do, and wherever we love to travel, so we
Yeah.
like to be outside a lot. So as I've gotten even older, like I feel like God's speaks through nature as well. Like He does for Brian. I felt like He has with me too now.
Yeah, as you age, you start to realize things and see things in a different light than you used to, and you can learn as much as you want. But I think some things you can only learn with age and perspective and life experience. And I'm 35 and she's 36 at this point, and yeah. So be willing to see things from multiple angles and to see if they're valid, and if they are, take those into consideration. It might just save a friendship or your relationship.